Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Virgo. If Virgo is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. All right, and so our card for tonight is the Ace of Discs. And this has everything to do with great happiness. We need some of that, right? Kind of a shining inner and outer energy. Your inside, your your soul, spiritual self shining bright, and is just glowing out, like emanating from you. You are glowing. And this is also, it is a disc, pinnacle, panicle, whatever you like to call it, coins. This has to do with material things, success with money, resources, kind of business endeavors, that kind of thing. Okay. So I'm going to start right here, right in the middle. Immediately, I see a pot with a beautiful plant growing, and we have a butterfly right up here visiting this beautiful plant. And so I think you are in full bloom. You are doing wonderful things. You are probably, very successful at whatever you put your mind to. You are a Virgo, of course. So because you have always taken the time to cultivate your interests, your abilities, whatever you maybe went to college for, if you went to college, whatever career path you went into, whatever you have chosen to be your passions in life, creative or otherwise, you're just good at them. And you're good at a lot of different things because you are interested in learning. And kind of there is that feeling of power, a little bit of power to mastering things. Okay, and I think that let's be real. I think that's a big factor in why we Virgos do what we do. We like to know a little bit more than other people. We like to be the ones that know what we're doing. And listen, the world we live in, sometimes we have to be, right? So, I feel like now you're in a place where you're doing well. You've met some of your goals. You probably have your life arranged in a way where it feels like things have really come together nicely. Okay, so what does that mean? I think, it's a good time to think about being of service to your direct community, to your family. You probably already are, but in a way of kind of taking on the archetype of the teacher, okay? In a more, it doesn't have to be super formal, but in the sense that, you are helping bestow your knowledge and wisdom about whatever things you know about, which, again, are probably a lot of things, and helping other people in your life, in your community, come to a love of learning as well. A love of knowing how to do the things. And just you know, that desire to learn. I mean, we all kind of innately have it, but it has to be fostered, you know. And you might be a teacher already. I mean, I think that's a very natural career path to go into, to be some kind of instructor, teacher, professor, you know, guide of some kind, you know, something along these lines, or childcare, where you know, you're taking care of children, but you're also teaching. Maybe in the most important stages, right, when they're young. So, I see this flower. I see the beautiful butterfly, the transformation you have undergone many times throughout your life. And now you're coming into a place where you are confident. I think that you're flexible enough to have varied perspectives. You're not dogmatic, right? You know that things are shifting. You also probably have the wonderful, in my opinion, ability to, well, hello, Pudgy. The wonderful ability to have a deep love for cognitive dissonance. What is that? That is when we have two conflicting ideas or beliefs about the world, about whatever. We hold these ideas, and that's okay. You know, I think that happens a lot in life. Not most people, that's a generalization. I think that some people do not like things to be messy in that way. They want a tidy, kind of linear understanding of life and philosophy and, you know, meaning, and this kind of really sorted, categorized kind of system, you know, and I think often Virgos are just not like that, especially in the realms of higher thinking. We know that two very different things can be right at different times. We know that sometimes, you know, we just experience life differently, and things can change quickly, right? And I think that this is so important, to be somebody who is teaching and guiding others, okay? Because you have to be kind of in that posture of the ever student, knowing that you're always going to be learning. Okay, so let's look at some more of these. We have a little person here who's kind of pointing up. And now when I turn this on the side, I kind of see a flock of birds. Okay, so I feel like we're getting into a place of movement, maybe actually moving, and at, you know, sometime soon, maybe changing career fields, which maybe this kind of coincides with going into teaching of some kind. But I almost also think that, and this might be really specific, but going into a part of your life where you will be maybe looking after somebody, that a younger child, a baby, in your family. Maybe doing some babysitting, or maybe you're having your own child, or you're taking on like a caretaker position, okay, of somebody who maybe feels like family or is family, okay. I kind of am thinking something like a grandchild. You're going to be watching them, and really, you know, I mean, this is prime, like, this is where the things are really kind of built, our understandings of life. These, you know, well, they say the first 5 years, which is kind of terrifying as a parent, right? Because especially when it's your first kid, you think, I have done so many, like, silly, stupid things in these first 5 years. I don't know. Like, you just make little mistakes and you want it to be so perfect. Like, they're learning everything they do. They're going to be learning. It's like, sensory stuff and learning play. And we're always reading books and, learning all the colors and different languages and whatever. And then you have the kid, right? And it's just so different. I mean, it's half the time you're surviving, right? And you learn that you just really want to instill in your child how to survive life, how to be, flexible, self-sufficient, independent, open-minded, loving, caring, kind, teaching them how to share stuff. So anyways, I think that you're going to be in this glorious position of having a hand in forming the early years of a child in your life. And I think that this is a big honor for you. I think that this will be a change of pace for you. And God bless. I think that this is going to be a wonderful thing. Okay. I almost even think, maybe a neighbor kid or something you're watching. I live on a block where there's a lot of older retired people, and I'm a stay-at-home mom during the day, so I'm out there doing yard work and visiting here and there with them, and a lot of them watch their grandchildren and stuff, and the joy I see of these families being together and getting to spend this kind of special time. It really is a beautiful thing. So let's see, what else do we have? And I keep looking at this eye. It looks like an eye. It looks like an eye and then a heart that's kind of flat a little bit. And then it's just it looks like a goldfish. A lion and a goldfish. I don't know. Maybe these are not. But I love, and maybe you have fish. You really love fish. But I think that really, the goldfish, the koi, it is so much about the abundance, prosperity, wisdom, deep wisdom, right? Just an elegance. But these are fish that are very simplistic, right? Although, of course, it takes a lot to take care of these beauties, but they are kind of considered not like very, I would guess fancy fish, right? Koi maybe a little bit more. But the thing about a goldfish is just they are enchanting. If you've ever really watched one, especially when they grow to be bigger, and if they are those the breeds that have the fancy tails and stuff, just so glorious. And so I feel like, and as a Virgo, I identify with this so much. You love the beauty and the simplistic things. It does not have to always be so ostentatious. It's not about the displays of material, of money and power and showing off and, as we said when I was a kid, balling out, right? Stunting on people. No, it's about the subtle beauties, the things that just are, the things that cannot be obtained or controlled or owned, right? They just are, they just exist around us. And sometimes we catch a glimpse of it, and it is breathtaking. Okay. And I think, you have that ability to see Some people, they go through life, they never look. They don't have eyes to see in that way. But you have that. You have that, that instinct to look around, to feel, to become immersed in your impressions of things. And that's also why you are a good teacher. Okay? Because just have the ability to really, not only intuitively, but you're just, you bear witness. You take the time. Okay. And so this one looks like my cat. But it does. It looks like a kitty cat kind of slinking around. Maybe up to a little mischief. I think that maybe you're going to be a bit of that trickster, getting out there, having a little fun. I see two people dancing up here, so that makes sense. Hopefully you're going to be out enjoying yourself, celebrating the later days of summer, these dogged days, or so happy that your winter is almost over in the southern hemisphere, right? Maybe some blazing hot days are coming sooner than you imagine. And so let the festivals begin. I'm excited for the harvest festivals. I'm also excited. One of my favorite things of the year is coming up pretty soon, which is a all nations powwow. And I love going to, well, I've been going to powwows, you know, since I was a kid, and now being able to take my daughter. Oh my goodness, last year when I went, I cried both days, just watching her get so into the drumming and watching everybody in their beautiful outfits and dancing, and it was, I mean, just magical for us. And so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, like I said, the harvest, oh, beautiful times. And let's see, I'm trying to see what this is. This one looks like, it looks like a person with maybe a dog. Okay, and let's look at that. Yeah, it looks like a person with a dog. And I'm trying to think. I feel like, well, with the dog, often it could be a dog, a real, you know, dog, flesh and bone doggy, or I often think that this is somebody you love, who you are loyal to, devoted to, best friend, as we know, these are man's best friend. But this could be like somebody you really, you know, would do anything for. This is like your friend for life. And so I think with the arms raised here, where was the other one? There's another arms raised around here. I feel like this is, you know, more of that celebration. Maybe this is who you're going to be spending it with, celebrating, your best friend. Okay, and so I want to look at this one. This one is interesting. We have the Chariot, and almost holding a sword maybe, okay? And this is coming out of that spiritual place, going into the emotional. And so I think going forward, there's going to be some serious kind of spiritual work happening, okay? Your spiritual is going to be working on your emotions. And so I feel like there's going to be a time coming up where you're going to be washing away some of these painful things. The Chariot is all about that kind of force of just, you know, nature, of your own nature, clearing out blockages, just barreling through. okay? And using those waters to cleanse self, getting to that point of, you know, absolving some of these things that have, you know, maybe tormented you in some way. But by working on these things, by processing, integration, we release ourselves of shame, of guilt, make amends if we have to, you know, or work on forms of forgiveness, understanding. This is again where that cognitive dissonance kind of comes in. For me, a lot of my work has had to be about having deep love and devotion to people from my childhood, adults from my childhood specifically, that, you know, either did not protect me or abused me, and or abused people around me, and loving them deeply, and also at the same time being absolutely horrified, you know, by their actions, not really having a very difficult time understanding how I could love and idolize somebody and also, you know, just be completely devastated by them, and, you know, have what I would consider, you know, levels of like a hatred towards at times. And so this work has been ongoing for many, many years. And, you know, unfortunately, sometimes, like in my case, they're not alive anymore. So there's not really a resolution. I have to find my own resolution. And so with this Chariot, that's that energy, you know, that's that energy. You have to keep at it when you, as you can. It might take a whole lifetime. It might take multiple lifetimes, but we keep at it because we deserve it. We deserve to be healed, to be relieved, alleviated of these pains, of these, you know, the terribles, as I like to call them, the terrible things, the unspeakable things that happen in a lot of people's lives. And, you know, that might look different for every single person. I've been in all kinds of, you know, support groups and things, and, you know, sometimes people think, oh, well, I didn't go through something as bad as this person or that person. Well, it was bad enough. You know, we don't have to play Suffer Olympics. If it was bad, it was bad. So we do the work, right? And as we do the work, and as this energy comes up in your life, hopefully you have a support system in place. If you have access to therapy, counseling, support groups, you know, if you have watched my readings, I always advocate for these things. I think that they are invaluable if you have the ability to access them. It is a privilege to have access to therapy. I know it's expensive. You might live in an area where there's waiting lists that are forever long. It is maddening. So, you know, I get it. It's hard. But, you know, I also love you all. Even if I don't know you, there's a great love here. And we're sharing this space, even if I am not perceiving you. And I want you to know that there always will be a space here for you. And so, let's see, we have a person kind of walking and gazing upwards. And upwards, I see almost two eyes that are closed. And to me, this says, as you are going through these beautiful, you know, forward movements, growth, abundance, doing so well, getting out there, helping others, teaching others, fostering wonder in the youth. You also, please stay rested. Take care of yourself. Don't get burnt out, okay? Everything in moderation. And healthy sleep cycles, schedules. Get into those deep REM sleeps if you can. You know, the dreams are powerful, but the restorative quality of a deep sleep, the ultimate blessing, probably. All right. I'm going to thank you so much. I'm always so honored to be able to bring these messages to you. And I thank you for spending this time with me. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm, and that's helping grow the channel. The algorithm kind of rules everything. And so any kind of engagement really helps with getting into the algorithm. So the liking the video, watching the readings from the beginning to the end, sharing the video on other social medias. Of course, you don't have to do any of these things. I just, you know, if you don't know, I just want to mention them. So also, if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And we just hit 14K right before I started my readings tonight. So yay. Yay to all of us as a community here. And oh yeah, if you would like to leave a comment, please do. I read all of them. They mean so much to me. They are definitely like top reasons why I keep doing the readings. I love communicating with you all, connecting with you all, reading your stories, feeling your energies, and it is truly an honor for me. And the last thing that I'm going to mention, probably my favorite thing, is that my husband, who you probably, well, you may know from Dove and Serpent Tarot. A lot of you watch both channels, and I know some of you are so lovely and come over from there to come check out my stuff, and I appreciate that. But I want to mention he has a new channel. It is Dove and Serpent Bedtime Stories. I have linked one of the videos that he just put out. You can find that in the community section on my channel and on his main Dove and Serpent Tarot channel. And so the format is he's reading fairy tales and short stories and books in sections, okay? And it's kind of an ASMR thing. I know a lot of you love his voice. He has a wonderful voice. So I think that it should be really fun. So go ahead and check that out. And yeah, thank you. And we'll talk again very soon.